Hey, welcome to the Robin King Lifestyle channel, and I'm doing something a little bit different today. I'm going to do a get ready with me. We're going to talk about anxiety. I've just heard so many people chatting about saying that they've been struggling with anxiety. It's just been running around my mind, and I had to realize close to the end of last year that it was something that I really needed to battle, and that I needed to really dig into the word and hold on to the word to battle anxiety. So we're going to do the get ready with me and chat a little bit about it. Okay, so this is Wet and Wild foundation in caramel. My tone is caramel. I'm a little bit yellow. So this one is 374C. So let's go in with that. All the brands I'm going to be covering today are drugstore brands. And it's got this little applicator, which is nice to not get your hands dirty. But I also do like to get my hands dirty, as you'll see in a second. I found this really cool foundation brush, which I like to just spread everything evenly with. But then I still get my hands in there. So, as I was saying, I'm just listening to so many people talking about anxiety, and just realizing that in our generation it is something that is quite intense. We are bombarded by messages. We're on Instagram, we're on YouTube, we're listening to a whole lot of people, we're getting all these messages, and it's stressful. It is really stressful. Okay, so you'll see I'm just rubbing it in a little bit. I was told that in products that have pearl essence, that it's good to just rub it in so that it soaks into the skin, and then that shiny sort of foundation comes through. So this is a light coverage foundation, and it's called Photo Focus, and it's actually really good for if you want to take selfies. So foundation done. This is also from the Photo Focus range. It's the concealer, and this one is in medium tawny. So that's the corrector concealer that I'm just gonna apply under my eye. And I like to, if you've got a darker skin, you'll find there's probably a dark spot here next to your nose and next to your mouth as well. And then I have a tiny little pimple right there, little blemish, that I'll just cover and work that in with my fingers. Just tap it nicely. So in December this year, I suddenly struggled with anxiety, which I hadn't done since I was in high school. You know, that kind of anxiety where you physically are actually, your whole body is responding. And it was terrible. And I remember a friend recommending Psalm 131 to me. Oh, I put a little bit more on the side. Let's even that out. Psalm 131 to me, and when I was listening to it, at first, I thought, oh, yeah, okay, this sounds okay. I don't really get it, and you know, maybe this is not the scripture for me. It's not really hitting me hard. But as the weeks progressed, and actually it's been a couple of months now, I've just realized that I really actually needed to not only just read the scripture and then be encouraged. Let's do some contouring. This is, let me finish my sentence. So I realized that I not only needed to just hear the scripture and be encouraged, but I actually needed to work the scripture into my thinking, work the scripture into my mindset, and really dig into it. I'm going to read it to you in a little bit, but let's go into this Rimmel London Insta Duo Contour Stick in Dark. It's really cool. I love products that double up, and as I mentioned, these are all drugstore products that are available in South Africa. So this is really cool because it's got these two sides. Darker one to create those nice grooves here. I'll show you how I use it. And then this highlighter is fantastic as well. Okay, so let me start with the dark. I like to do it here, a little bit on the forehead, in there, underneath the chin. And then I like to just work it in one by one, just to get that. I find my skin tone changes colors as the seasons go. So these have been really helpful for me to just, in summer, I don't need that much bronzing, but as the season is changing, we're heading into March, I'm getting less sun, so I'm finding I need to give myself a little bit of a bronze. So I actually use this product less during the summer. Okay, so that's that one, and then we'll go in here. I mean, I'd like to hear what you guys think. What is it that triggers your anxiety? Do you feel like it's all in your head? Is it something that you actually have to take medication for? How does your body respond? It's something that I always thought, you can get over it and you can set your mind to having healthy habits. And I've certainly done that. And when I say healthy habits, I mean in food as well as in exercise. But time and time again, I find that the thing that works best in terms of really helping me to overcome is actually becoming really acquainted with the scripture and really digging deep into it. And so anyway, let me read you Psalm 131. It says, "O Lord, my heart is not lifted up, my eyes are not raised too high. I do not occupy myself with things too great and too marvelous for me, but I have calmed and quieted my soul like a weaned child with its mother. Like a weaned child is my soul within me. O Israel, hope in the Lord from this time forth and forevermore." This is LA Girl. We're going in with eyeliner. We're going to do a little bit of eyes. LA Girl, another drugstore brand. It's just a black eyeliner, which I'm just going to put here on the waterline, and then I love to put it on the top waterline as well. I have bigger eyes, so if you have small eyes, don't do this because it will make your eyes smaller, even though it defines it. I have bigger eyes, so I can take the risk. Okay, so you'll see I did make a little dent there. Okay, so that's very light. I like to do eyebrows before I do shadow because it just frames the face. And actually, as I'm chatting to you, I think I've changed my mind about what look we're going to go for. So I'm actually going to switch it up now and use a look that I got from Lachelle Aldridge. She's a South African blogger out in Cape Town, and sometimes mascara is really itchy for me. I just find it heavy to have it daily, and I saw this trick. She showed this trick where you can amp up the lip and keep the eye quite mellow, and focus on the brow as well, and then you don't have to wear mascara. So let's go in here. This is a China store eyebrow pencil, so I found that it works really well. It's got a little pencil on the side and a little spoolie at the other end. So as I was saying, we were reading Psalm 132, and the thing that jumps out at me immediately is that idea of quieting my soul, and it's something that sometimes we don't actually know how to quiet our souls. How to, when you feel like you actually need to talk yourself down. I found that often the thoughts are just raging, and I actually need to quiet my soul. And as I quiet my thoughts and quiet my soul, my body actually responds and gets quieter as well. But the trick is in the previous verses where it says, "I do not occupy myself with things too wonderful for me." And I must say, for myself, time and time again, I realize what I'm doing is obsessing about things that I can't control and running the loop in my mind of things I can't control. Let's add a little bit of gold to that lid just for fun. This is Wet n Wild again, and I do not actually know what this palette is called, but it's a tiny little palette, which I really like actually. Another drugstore brand called Wet and Wild. And it's got this gorgeous gold right there. Got this gorgeous little gold right there, which I'm just gonna go in with just on the lid, just to give the lid a little bit more. Yeah, so our thoughts run, and we are actually occupying ourselves with things too wonderful for us. Why too wonderful? Because really our brains are so limited. We do not see the future. We do not see the past. We can't tell the emotions of each person. And so every situation that we're looking at, we really don't have an accurate view of what's really going on. And only God knows everything. Only God actually knows what's really going on in a situation. Let's go in with some powder now, just to take care of the shiny bits. This is from Essence. Really love this brand, proudly South African brand. This is in medium beige. It's their Matteifying Compact. They have a lot of colors for darker skins in this range. Really, really good. And as I said, this is medium beige, which I'm just gonna sort out all shiny spots over there. Just take care of the shine on the forehead, T-zone, a little bit of shine here. That's an oily shine, not a nice shine. I like to just put some there, just to set it. And then let's do a little bit of mascara. Also from Essence. Oh, they make incredible eyeliners. You can see this one's well used. This one's called I Heart Extreme. It's a volume mascara. It's waterproof as well. That's from Essence. I'm just going to give it a little whirl here. I know I said I wasn't going to use mascara, but bear with me. This is the get ready with me. This is how things change minute to minute, moment by moment in the morning as I'm putting myself together. So you're getting a nice little look into my world of putting my face together and thinking about potentially deep things. There's such a humility required in walking with the Lord. I don't like to line myself up with that scripture that says, I do not occupy myself with things too wonderful for me, because I do want to figure things out. I'm an intellectual, I'm a doer. I want to know what to do, when to do. I believe that the Lord does give us understanding. I do believe that he gives us wisdom. But actually always have to have the humility to come back and say, actually, no matter how much the Lord's told me, get that bottom lash. No matter how much the Lord's told me, I still do not know as much as he does, and I still do not know everything. And so I have to, part of quieting my mind, part of quietening those thoughts in my head, is about recognizing that I don't know everything, and bringing it to him, actually. Just coming before the Lord and saying, Lord, I don't know everything. In fact, I know very little. And so here I am, I'm coming to you, I'm quieting my soul by actually recognizing that I'm at a loss, recognizing that I do not know what I'm doing half of the time, if not all of the time. And actually accepting that, actually having the humility to sit before the Lord and say, I don't know what I'm doing. You know the situation, you know everything, you even know me better than I know myself. And so I want to take these thoughts out of my head and just lay them before you, because I actually don't understand what I think I understand. And that is the process of quieting our spirits, of saying, my heart, it's humility. My heart is not lifted up. So I'm not elevating myself. My eyes are not raised too high. So I'm not looking into things that are actually beyond me. I'm not thinking that I can access the highest thought and access, I'm not lifting up my heart, in the sense of pride. But I'm actually coming low and I'm saying, Lord, I don't get it. I don't get any of this, and I'm laying it down at your feet, and I'm quietening my soul. I'm speaking to my soul, and I'm quieting my soul. And you know what the thing is? That's the path of putting our hope in the Lord. It says, "O Israel, hope in the Lord from this time and forevermore." And our hope for anxiety is in the Lord. Our hope for anxiety is in the one who knows everything, the one who made everything, the one who made you. That's where our hope is. And in our battle against anxiety, we need to bring it back. That is the discipline. The discipline isn't necessarily to get on top of things and get a hold of your life. The discipline is to continually come to the Lord and lay these things at his feet and say, "Lord, this thing is too wonderful for me. This thing is too intense for me. You know all things, and I just want to lay myself at your feet. I just want to come. I want to hope in you. And Lord, if from this place where my soul is quiet, you share with me, if from this place you give me a solution, God, thank you." But I often find that as I keep coming to that place of saying, "Lord, these things are too wonderful for me," I watch him as he works, as I just deal with what's in my hand, as I just deal with doing the daily things that I need to do to be a responsible, good citizen. And I leave these things, these thoughts that consume me, to the one who does know. The word says his thoughts are higher and his ways are higher. And I can actually stop this struggle. I mean, it's a continued thing. I have to come back to this place and say, I'm not going to struggle with my thoughts. I'm going to accept that I don't actually get it. Instead of milling and milling and milling and milling and letting it run around like a hamster wheel in my head, just accepting I don't get it. Lord, I'm coming to you because I don't get it. And I don't expect myself to get it because these things are intricate. Life is complicated and complex. And actually, as a child of God, I don't need to get it. I don't need to figure this out because I'm being fathered, I'm being shepherded, I'm being taken care of by God. And I want to encourage you, even as I go for a bright lip here, I want to encourage you to put your hope in the Lord. To put your hope in the Lord. If you're not a believer, to actually say, Lord, I'm bowing the knee to you. I'm coming to the one who knows everything. I've come to the end of myself. I don't know all these things. These things are complicated for me. I want to put my hope in Jesus. That is the way out. That is the way through anxiety, to continually come to the feet of Jesus, to continually accept in humility that you don't know what you're doing. None of us do. None of us do, but he does. He's the all-seeing, all-knowing one. He does. This is another cool little product. Let's go in with a lip to finish this. Get ready with me. I'm getting passionate and hyped up. This is called Brick Code. It's the same company that makes the Essence brand. This brand is called Love, L-O-V. You'll get it in local South African drugstores. There it is. Lovely rouge. Let's go with it. Okay, what I really love about this particular brand is that the lip colors are very moisturizing, and they do make lovely shades for darker skin. I don't have the darkest skin, but they do make some lovely shades for darker skin. So this is Brick Code. A really cool little trick as well, especially when you have quite a hectic lip and you haven't really done a blush here. Oh, I've kind of accidentally done it. I normally pat a dollop of my lipstick right in there and just get it on my cheek. Pat it in, careful not to move any of the product. So rather tap it in than rubbing it too vigorously. And then I've got a little color match and balance my face. Okay, so there we go. Nice little strong lip look. Get ready with me. I'm ready for the day. I don't normally wear these lips in the day, but sometimes, especially with the winter coming up, I will do a darker lip, especially if I want to keep the face nice and clean, keep the eyes nice and clean, and just let that lip pop. So to leave you, I want to encourage you again, Psalm 131. Let's read it again. Oh Lord, my heart is not lifted up. My eyes are not raised too high. I do not occupy myself with things too great and too marvelous with me. But I have calmed and I've quieted my soul like a weaned child with its mother. Like a weaned child is my soul within me. O Israel, hope in the Lord from now until forevermore. I trust that you will today and forevermore continue to hope in the Lord. And if you haven't put your hope in the Lord, that you would make a start today.